ישמרה שבת, אל ישמרני, ישמרה שבת, אל ישמרני, אותי לעולמי עד ונולדני, אותי לעולמי עד ונולדני. Page 129. Please join with me. כי ישמרה שבת, אל ישמרני, כי ישמרה שבת, אל ישמרני, אותי לעולמי עד ונולדני, אותי לעולמי עד ונולדני. All right, Rabbi, it's your turn.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
We have a rowdy group tonight.
Yes,
There's a lot of
indeed.
excitement in this room. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
There we go. Now we're all together. That's what I was hoping for. So, a huge, huge welcome to everyone who is here physically, to all of our friends who are on Zoom, on Facebook, or YouTube. Know that your presence is so very much felt with all of us. I especially want to, where are they? I especially want to just say how lovely it is having Karen and Rabbi Chuck Briskin here with us. And we have a Beit Din. We have a bunch of rabbis in the room right now, and Rabbi Strock as well for being here. It is truly a blessing to be here all together for this very special weekend. This weekend where we not only are able to bring in the beauty of Shabbat, but where we get to celebrate with an incredible bar mitzvah, Ethan Shehan. And so, that is you. I know, it's amazing, right? So we are going to begin our service in lighting the Shabbat candles, and I'd like to call up, are you ready? Call up Anita and Michelle and Ethan and Rabbi Karen to come up and light the candles for us. We are on page 120 and 121 in our prayer books.
Yeah, it's right there.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Yeah, so there's going to be a blessing that is going to be replayed a number of times this weekend, which is the priestly benediction. And of course, we know that on Friday night, there is a tradition for parents, or others can take part as well, saying this blessing over their children. And so, Michelle would like to say the blessing over Ethan. It's the first of many, many blessings over Ethan. Ashakok, thank you so much for lighting the candles and bringing in Shabbat so beautifully with that blessing. We are going to turn to some of our psalms and prayers. And when we were planning this service, Michelle had just one request. Well, kind of.
Just one?
But she had the request that we include this next prayer as part of our service, which is on page 142, Shalom Aleichem. And part of the reason for this, I think, very much plays off of the reading that's on the bottom of page 143 in our prayer book by Lawrence Kushner, who wrote, "And so we understand that ordinary people are messengers of the Most High. They go about their tasks in holy anonymity, often even unknown to themselves. Yet if they had not been there, if they had not said what they said or did what they did, it would not be the way it is now. We would not be the way we are now. Never forget that you too yourself may be a messenger, perhaps even one whose errand extends over several lifetimes."
Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharet, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharet, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, 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 Bohem Shalom, Malachi Hashalom, Malachi Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, 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 Zechen Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharet, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharet, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We turn to page 131 as we continue with Shir Chadash.
Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai God, all the earth, a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God, and we'll all sing along. All the earth, a new song unto God. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz.
page 138, let's turn to L'chadudi as we welcome in the Sabbath bread.
לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה מהירות, כי קדם נסוכה. זאת נעשה במחשבת תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי בעורף ומאורי, אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
And now that we are up and we are ready to greet Shabbat, let us, before we jump into the Baruch Hu, take a moment to greet one another. Ethan. Ethan. I knew I was opening up Pandora's box by doing that. And now that we have begun to greet one another, we know that there will be more opportunity for that. Let us continue to rise as Ethan calls all of us to worship. Let us rise as Ethan will be calling all of us to worship. I know we want to be quiet for Ethan. There we go. Go for it, bud.
La 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 la
on page 149. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother or my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother or sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim.
אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו, וקומנו נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו לאורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה, נגה יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל. Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated while we continue on page 154. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר עושים מצדך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברתם בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, ובשבתם על ידיך, וחיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים
He's like, phew, I get to sit. I don't have to lead this part. You're doing amazing. And for me, having a bar mitzvah up here, leading the Via Hafta prayer in particular, I think it gives all of us nachas, right? I know so many people in this room have watched this incredible boy grow up, and he's not such a little boy anymore. And here he is being passed these beautiful traditions of Torah, and not only that, being able to lead us in praying about them is truly something we can all smile and kfel about. We turn to page 157, and I invite you to read along with me at the top of the page. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Page 158.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Vamo kamai madu. Vamo kaleda vakodes no la. כיבד אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
We turn to page 160 for the Hashkivenu prayer as we ask for God to create a shelter of peace over all of us, that as evening falls, that at any moments where we might feel a little anxious or unsure, we know that we have God there right with us, one step at a time.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Ve'hamidenu shomereinu lechaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Ve'hamidenu shomereinu lechaim Uvros aleinu sukat shlomecha Ushmor tzeitenu uvoheinu Uveros aleinu sukat shlomecha Ushmor tzeitenu uvoheinu Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Ve'hamidenu shomereinu shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. We turn now to page 164, where we stand in body or spirit for the Amidah, as Ethan leads us again on page 164. Adonai sepatai tiftach uvi tehilatecha. Adonai sepatai tiftach uvi tehilatecha. Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please continue with the prayers of your heart or in the book through page 181, and whenever you feel ready, you may be seated.
שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. כי אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל, בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
So in just a couple of moments, we're going to take the Torah out. But before we do, I want to talk a little bit about why we're going to do what we're going to do with the Torah. You see, last night, some of us here took part in a Leil Tikkun Shavuot, which is an opportunity to study all night, if we'd like, to study Torah. And there was this really amazing thing that happened a few years ago during kind of the heart of the pandemic, the worst of the pandemic, where we couldn't necessarily gather in person in order to study on Shavuot. So small congregations got together and created this opportunity to study with people from the East Coast, from the West Coast, and everywhere in between. And last night, over 400 people gathered online from different congregations in order to study throughout the night. It might have even been more than 400. I just know it was at least 400. Some of you I actually saw on there. Some of you even took my class. But this tradition of Leil Tikkun Shavuot, of this all-night studying, came about for a number of reasons. Now, it really started in the 16th century. Anyone have a guess of what the Jews discovered in the 16th century that might have led them to have an all-night study session? Coffee, exactly, right? So there's all this excitement for Torah, and now they have coffee, they can stay up all night and study, right? And that is definitely a piece of it. There's also this idea that Maimonides puts forth in the Mishnah Torah, where he teaches that one gains the majority of wisdom at night. If you're anything like me, you wake up in the middle of the night, and that sometimes is when my best ideas come, 3 in the morning. I'd rather they not come at 3 in the morning, but that's another story, right? Maimonides just has this idea that sometimes in the middle of the night is when wisdom really comes to us. But there's another idea, there's a midrashic idea about why it is that we study throughout the night. And the midrash goes that just before the Israelites were to receive the Torah, they're about to receive the Torah, right? This is a big deal. They've been waiting a while. What happens? They go to take a nap. Kind of a strange thing to do, right? And so there is this idea that why is it that they were taking a nap? Well, receiving the Torah, that could be a little bit scary, right? All of a sudden, everything going on within the Israelite community is going to change as soon as that Torah is given. Perhaps the way they're eating might change a little bit. The way that they're going about lots of different things might have to change when they receive that Torah. So maybe they took a nap because they were a little scared. Well, there's an idea based on the fact that it's called Tikkun Leil Shavuot. Tikkun, like Tikkun Olam, it means to heal or to repair. In staying up all night and studying, essentially what we're doing is we're healing that relationship. We're saying, no, God, we actually are really into the Torah. We're not going to go take a nap. We're going to really study, and we're really excited, and this is a way of healing, of showing that enthusiasm for Torah. And so, yeah, we really show that we're excited to receive Torah each and every year. And yet, when the Midrash continues, God, it says, actually ensured that as the Israelites were sleeping, as they were taking their nap, God made sure that no mosquitoes bit them. Now, why did this matter, right? God didn't want them to be woken up. So this is totally contradictory. On one hand, we messed up, we fell asleep right before we were supposed to receive the Torah, right? And on the other hand, God is saying, no, take your nap. Have a good night, have a good sleep, right? I'll get you when you wake up. And we kind of might wonder why these two things are happening in tandem. Well, Rabbi Rachel Barenblatt suggests that essentially God was actually pleased that they were sleeping at this moment, that they would be spiritually awakened to receive revelation, but first they were to receive it in their dreams. And this might sound strange, but in truth, it's actually not such a far-fetched idea. Because we might remember how Jacob, the person from whom we would receive the name Yisrael, first experienced God when he fell asleep at a spot to be named Bethel, right? And he woke up and said, God was in this place and I did not know. He saw in this dream angels going up and down on a ladder and said, wow, this was a sacred place. And when my eyes were open, when I was awake, I didn't see it, but in my dreams, there I did. The whole story of Jacob wrestling with the angel and coming out with a blessing, that happened at nighttime. So maybe nighttime can be a time, a place in which something perhaps not quite as tangible takes place, where perhaps our spirits, our souls are open in a different kind of way. On Shavuot, we are both called to stay awake to study texts with intellectual veracity and to allow Torah to penetrate our souls even within our dreams, or perhaps a combination thereof. In this dreamy state between awake and asleep lies a whole wide expanse of possibilities, of spiritual connections to which we might not otherwise be receptive. Perhaps this is why right after the Ten Commandments are uttered, the Torah tells us another line that seems a little strange at first glance. It says, V'chol ha'am ro'im et hakolot, and the people saw the voices. They saw the voices. Only in the sleepy, dreamy state can one see what is so often heard. For the Israelite, words of Torah were not merely spoken. As Sifat Emet explains, in hearing the commandments, each person saw with their very eyes the part of the divine soul that actually lived within them, that perhaps maybe sometimes they weren't able to see. The Torah calls us to pay attention, to be deeply attuned to the past and the present and the future of our people, to learn and to grapple and to find ourselves within the text that is the Torah. And in the same breath, it reminds us how deeply personal and spiritual the Torah is. So personal that we too are called to see how God permeates and penetrates our very souls. In just a moment, we're going to take out the Torah, and we're going to continue our Shavuot celebration for just a few more minutes by hearing the Ten Commandments, by hearing these verses from the book of Exodus spoken aloud. And as we do, you are welcome to follow along with Exodus 20. We have some books around somewhere. Things have moved a little bit, but they're around, I promise. And you can reflect on each word as it is uttered. Or allow the words to sweep over you as you imagine being there at Mount Sinai. So with that, I invite you to turn to page 364 in your books as we open the ark, and to rise as we open the ark and take out the Torah.
כי מציון תצא תורה ודבר אדוני מירושלים. כי מציון תצא תורה ודבר אדוני מירושלים. ברוך שנתן תורה לעמו ישראל. ברוך שנתן תורה לעמו ישראל בקדושותיו. כי מציון תצא תורה ודבר אדוני מירושלים. כי מציון תצא תורה ודבר אדוני מירושלים. לך אדוני הגדולה והגבורה והתפארת והנצח וההוד. כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, כי כל בשמיים ובארץ. לך אדוני הממלכה והעמיד נעשה לכל ראש.
You may be seated. So we're actually going to break up the Ten Commandments into two different aliyot, and you'll find out why in just a moment. For our first aliyah, I'd like to invite up anyone who has a birthday or an anniversary this month. Anyone who has a birthday or anniversary in the month of May.
Now
Certainly
is the
there is
month
bar
of
mitzvah.
May,
You count? Please come
when
up.
merry
Yeah.
lads are playing.
You actually get double blessings this month.
Wow.
Pretty cool. You're 13 now. You definitely get blessings.
Over this side. This side, this side.
Okay, over here. How about this? I don't have this mic.
Oh. Look at all of you. We've got some extra sheets here.
Pass those out a little bit.
A couple extra sheets. If you can look over people's shoulders. And you guys have this one here. Okay, ready?
Lots of
Ready?
birthdays and anniversaries. Lovely.
Here we go. אחת, שתיים, שלוש. ברוך אדוני יברך לעולם ועד. לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני. אמן, אמן. וידבר אלוהים את כל הדברים האלה לאמור. אנוכי אדוני אלוהיך, אשר הוצאתיך מארץ מצרים מבית עבדים. לא יהיה לך אלוהים אחרים על פניי. לא תעשה לך פסל וכל תמונה אשר בשמיים ממעל ואשר בארץ מתחת ואשר במים מתחת לארץ. לא תשתחווה להם ולא תעבדם, כי אנוכי אדוני אלוהיך אלקנה פוקד עוון אבות על בנים, על שילשים ועל רבעים לשונאי, ועושה חסד לאלפים, לאוהבי ולשומרי מצוותיי. Blessing after. 1, 2, 3. Amen.
And I'd like to, who here is celebrating a birthday? Okay, so almost everyone up here. We will offer your anniversary blessing in just a moment, and there's also another couple online that's celebrating an anniversary, which is lovely. But it's pretty awesome that there's so many people who have birthdays this month. Exactly, it's probably the two of you. You get to come up twice in 1 month because you turned 13 in between the two times, both of you, right? So I'd like to offer this blessing to each of you. Mishaberach avotenu v'imotenu. May the God of our fathers and mothers bless each of you on this sacred occasion. We hope that in the year ahead you are blessed with health and happiness, and that you learn and grow. As you have found fulfillment in past years, may you find nourishment in the year to come. May your acts of kindness be received in the way that you intend. May you find the perfect parking spot when you need it the most. May you use all of your letters on a triple word score. And may you always have an umbrella when it rains. And most of all, may you know that you are loved, appreciated, and seen for the blessing that you are. Mazel tov.
Happy birthdays to
Happy
you.
birthday to all of you. You can all have a seat. Thank you so much for allowing us to celebrate with you. Thank you so much, Josie. Thank you. And it is Sherry and Steve's 35th anniversary. That's awesome. How many years are you celebrating? 19. 19. Fabulous. What a coincidence. It's amazing. So let me offer you this blessing. Mishaberach avotenu v'imotenu. May the one who blessed our mothers and fathers under the canopy of life commitment bring blessing to both of you as you celebrate your 19 years of marriage, and for Sherry and Steve as you celebrate your 35 years of marriage. Your marriage has brought so many blessings, enriching the lives of those you've touched. So may the blessings that you've enjoyed continue to overflow with goodness and joy, enriching you. May your love only grow in the days, weeks, and years to come. Mazel tov on your anniversary. May there be many, many more. Congratulations.
Mazel tov.
Thank you so, so much. And you may be seated too. And the reason that I wanted to break it up into two distinct sections is because this is birthday and anniversary week that we do once a month, but there happened to be one other really special thing that happened recently, which is, yes, we're celebrating Ethan a lot this weekend, but it also felt appropriate to bless Michelle, because Michelle just received an honorary doctorate from HUC for 25 years of working as a Jewish leader and a Jewish professional. It's been 25 years since her degree in Jewish communal service. So Michelle, please come up so that you can have an aliyah as well. And as we hear the last part of the Ten Commandments, let's rise for at least these.
Baruch hu et Adonai hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Barach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai hambarach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amin. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. Amen. Lo tisa et Shem Adonai Elohecha lashav. כי לא ינקה אדוני את אשר יישא את שמו לשווא. זכור את יום השבת לקודשו, 6 ימים תעבוד, ועשית כל מלאכתך. ויום השביעי שבת לאדוני אלוהיך, לא תעשה כל מלאכה. אתה ובנך וביתך, עבדך ואמתך
ובהמתך וגרך אשר בשעריך, כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, את הים ואת כל אשר בם, וינח ביום השביעי. על כן ברך אדוני את יום השבת ויקדשהו. כבד את אביך ואת אמך, למען יאריכון ימיך על אדמה אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לך. לא תרצח, לא תנאף, לא תגנוב, לא תענה ברעך עד שקר, לא תחמוד בית רעך, לא תחמוד אשת רעך, ועבדו ואמתו ושורו וחמורו וכל אשר לרעך.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam natan v'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai
נותן התורה, אמן.
Well, I haven't given you a blessing yet. You get a blessing too. You can be seated, but Michelle cannot. Mishaberach avotenu v'imotenu. May the God of our ancestors bring blessings to you, Michelle, as you celebrate 25 years of Jewish leadership. In the 2.5 decades since you received your degree, you have touched the lives of innumerable people, both in Hadassah, here in the temple, and in so many other places as well. As we know, serving the Jewish community is a labor of love. It's a challenging but highly rewarding calling, one you wear with humility and wisdom, with courage and compassion, with thoughtfulness and deep commitment. May your eyes continue to shine with the light of Torah. May you be heard, seen, and appreciated for all that you bring. May you be reminded in ways great and small of the impact that you make every day. And may you go from strength to strength. Yasher Koach. It's a big deal, isn't it? We're going to lift the Torah up for all to see, so I invite you to rise in body or spirit once more.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לבני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. וזאת התורה, וזאת התורה, וזאת התורה אשר שם משה, וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל, לפני בני ישראל. וזאת התורה, 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 וזאת התורה.
You may be seated. In the presence of the Torah, we take a moment to think about people who are in need of healing of mind, healing of body, or healing of spirit. And as I go around, I invite you to say the names out loud of anyone for whom you'd like to offer this prayer. For all of you online, please write into the chat, and I'll be honored to say their names out loud as well. Start over here. Go ahead. Is there anyone that I missed?
Robin Gregson, Carol Zeifman, Pat Wade, Trudy Kapner, Diane Schneer.
I can't get it. Hold on one second. We add to their names Bob Dworkin, everyone who's mentioned in the weekly email list, Jennifer Hamburg-Roski, Kristen, Carol Massey, Peggy Evans, David, Sunny, Susie, Cassie Felberg, Josh Montgomery, Pam Tarlow, Chaplain Bonnie, Chris Zimmerman, Rabbi Catherine Mummert, Dee Ross, Myra Posner, Mark Hegenmacher, Tom Bryan, Barry Williams, Peter Willens. We also add Hank Fink's brother, Ed Fink, and Anthony Cho. We begin our prayers of healing on the inside back cover of our prayer book, a prayer that was commissioned for those who endure chronic conditions. God of our mothers and fathers, watch over all who live with genetic disorders, life-threatening medical conditions, and chronic or degenerative diseases. Bless them with endurance and resilience, fortitude and hope, with opportunities to thrive and shine even as their conditions progress. Watch over them, their families and friends, our community, and all of humankind. We pray for the wisdom and insight to see each member of our community with clear eyes and an open heart, as another human being, a whole person with hopes and dreams, proud of who they are, striving to be their best selves, struggling with this life and loving it too, as we all do. Rock and shelter, grant us all the ability to see each other's humanity clearly, to cherish each other's individuality, to care deeply about one another, to mourn our losses and celebrate our victories together, so that we live, act, and pray as one community of care and blessing. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamechin metzadei gaver. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who strengthens our steps.
Page 371. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. Blessed are you, God, whose healing presence is with all of those in need, to which we all say, Amen.
As we return the ark, no, we don't return the ark. We return the Torah to the ark. On page 374, I invite you to rise in body or spirit once more.
עץ חיים היא, למה חזיקים בה, ותומכיה מאושר. דרכיה דרכי נועם, וכל נתיבותיה שלום. השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה. חדש חדש ימינו, חדש ימינו כקדם.
On page 586, we continue with Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר ראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. We end our service with memory, with remembering people who have died in recent days and weeks. Joan Friedman, Charlie Mador, and Ellen Flam. We remember all those, hold on. We are remembering this Memorial Day weekend all those who made a sacrifice for our country. And we remember all those who have a yahrzeit this week. Cy Arkoff, Abraham Ash, Marcos Asiag, Robert Barnett, Julian J. Boxerman, Cantor Joseph Braverman, Esther Kane, Alfred Cohn, Mel Dallinger, Milton Efros, Beryl Engel, Dorothy Felberg-Fenster, Jack Friedman, Douglas Gerson, Max Glassman, Joseph Goldberg, Mayor Goldenberg, Dorothy Goodman, Abraham Gottfried, Harry Heckler, Sidney Hulbert, Stan Kamholtz, Costa Abraham, Nino Kazako, Isaburo Kitayama, Herbert Lockman, Ezra Lax, Emil Loeffler, Deborah Malkin, Natalie Maines, Bobby Miller, Maria Mizrahi, Grace Elizabeth Neely, Maurice Henry Paquin, Albert Parks, Shirley Pike, Helen Polk, Vivian Rigler, Harold Riker, Sylvia Rose, Irene Ross, Philip Roth, Jack Rubenfield, Frida Schack, Leonard Norman Shamroth, Shirley Shamroth, Israel Shuster, Irma Shannon, Lottie Schneer, Frida Sokolsky, Ruth Sorkin, Pearl Tarlow, Michael Tauber, Julie Vermes Lindquist, Jacob Vodovos, Molly Wiener, Joyce Weiss, and Jeannie Wise. Is there anyone whose name I did not say that we are remembering? In memory, yeah, sorry, go ahead. In memory of, sorry, go ahead, yes. In memory of each of them, do you have another name? Thank you, Maya. In their memory and the memory of everyone who has no one to say Kaddish for them, we invite you to please rise as a community and turn to page 598 for our mourners Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, v'amad divrach heroteh v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayachon v'yomechon, uv'chayeh dekol beit Yisrael, ba'gala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam ulamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitzadar, v'yitzalev, v'yitzalal, shemei dekudisha, b'richu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, tamiram v'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemayim, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Zikronam livracha, may all of their memories be a blessing. Together, let us say,
Amen. Say shalom bimromav, uya'aseh shalom aleinu. Say shalom bimromav, uya'aseh shalom aleinu. Oh, say shalom bimromav, uya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Shabbat shalom.
for all of you online, I'll make it so that you can unmute, so that you can hang around with one another if you would like. Thank you so much for being here.
We're gonna have a lot of cookies.
Yep.
That's cool.
She's very upset about that.